So you're thinking about making a move to the Crystal Coast. In this video, I'm gonna go over the cost of living for Carteret County. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living on the Crystal Coast, then subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so that you can be the first to know about the current market in Carteret County. My name is Walt O'Berry with Real, and I get calls from folks just like you every day. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, feel free to reach out. All my contact information is below in the description box below. I'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to the Crystal Coast. So why would you move to North Carolina, specifically the Crystal Coast? The first thing that comes to mind is the slower pace of living. It's not the hustle and bustle of the city. Atlantic Beach and Emerald Isle are known for their beautiful beaches. Nature is all around you. You can get off work at 5 p.m. You can go grab a sub or a sandwich from Gaffers on Emerald Isle and drive out onto the beach between the months of September and April, and you can watch the sunset. Sunsets are in March are around 7:15 p.m. Now that I've sold you on living on the Crystal Coast, let's take a look at the cost of living in Carteret County. Let's first take a look at the historical prices. The average sales price in 2024 was $581,000. Now that's the average. So you have some homes that went for much lower and then some homes that went for much higher. Now, if you looked back at 2021, the average sales price was $428,000. So there's a difference there in just 3 years of $152,000. That's a huge increase with inflation and just the cost of living. With that being said, there are some neighborhoods that you can find homes in the $350,000 to $450,000 range. Places like Newport, which is about 10 minutes from Morehead City and the beaches of Atlantic Beach, you can find homes for $350,000 to $450,000. Also, on the west end of the county, you have Pelletier, which is about 10 minutes from the bridge of Emerald Isle, and you can find homes in Pelletier for $300,000 to $400,000, so not too far away. On Emerald Isle, I looked and the average sales price in 2024 was $1.1 million. Don't let that scare you. I did just close a buyer for $650,000 on the island. So that's the average. 1.1 is the average. The reason why Emerald Isle is so sought after and prices are so high is, one, it's a second home investment property island. A lot of people have beach houses that they rent out, and in the peak seasons, they get very good rental numbers. Also, Emerald Isle is in the Croatan School District. A lot of folks want to be in the Croatan School District. Next up, let's talk about taxes. So you have city taxes and you have county taxes. I'm gonna use Emerald Isle for an example. Their city tax is 0.165. The county tax is 0.34 per $100 valuation. I'm about to get into some math, so if you have any questions, comment below or give me a call. I'll be happy to explain all of this. Let's just say you have a $700,000 home. You would divide that by 100 and you'll get 7,000. Then the city and the county total is 0.505. So then you'd just multiply the 7,000 by 0.505, and your city and county taxes should total about $3,535 on a $700,000 home. Folks from up north, they're used to paying $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. They see our tax bill and they're just like, man, this is a deal. They're retired, they're on a fixed income, and they're like, man, we love these numbers. So that's kind of a breakdown of property taxes. A special announcement in regards to property taxes is that Carteret County just did a countywide reappraisal of all properties. Effective January 1 of this year, 2025. So for example, if your house was appraised by the county in 2020 at $300,000, it could now be, with all the increases that I talked about at the beginning of the video, your home could be $500,000 now. Next, we have homeowners and wind and hail insurance. This one's a little tricky, trying to pinpoint how much your annual premium is going to be or your monthly cost. A lot of times you can have it just escrow, put it in the escrow account for your mortgage. However, I can give you a few examples. So for example, if you live in Bow Coast, it's a newer development. The homes are 1,800 to 2,000 square feet, selling for anywhere between $400,000 and $700,000. And your annual premium for homeowners and wind and hail could be as little as a couple $1,000s. Now you take a home that is beachfront on Emerald Isle. Let's say it's worth $2 million. The annual insurance premium could be as much as $20,000. It just depends on the age of the home and the risk to the insurance company, AKA how close is it to the water, things like that. So we recommend for homeowners and wind and hail to call a local insurance agent that knows the area and can quote you for that specific home. Now that we've addressed the elephant in the room, let's talk about the cost of utilities, specifically water, trash, cable and internet, and electricity. Since everything else has been so expensive, let's first talk about the cheapest monthly bill that you'll probably have, which is water. In most areas of Carteret County, your water bill will be between $30 to $50 a month. However, if you live in Beaufort, it could be average $150 a month. We don't have aquifer or a crystal spring water that's underground in Beaufort. It's just regular old water, and it's kind of expensive. Internet and cable can range between $150 to $250 a month. A lot of folks these days are live streaming, so something like YouTube TV can be between $60 to $70 a month. Trash pickup in most towns are included. However, if you're not in a township, then a company like GFL will charge you about $25 to $40 a month to come pick up your trash weekly. That includes regular trash, recycling, and at certain parts of the year, they will pick up yard debris. Duke Energy and Carteret Craven Electric are the main suppliers of electricity in the area. Average monthly bills for those two companies are about $150 to $200 a month. In the summer or the winter, you could see a bill that is $250 to $300 a month, but nothing crazy. If you have gas lines hooked to your home, you can use a company like Dean's Gas, that's who I usually recommend. That's who I have at my house. The propane could be hooked up to your water heater, could be hooked up to your cooktop, and even your gas logs. You have to buy the tank from Dean's Gas, and those run about $950 to purchase. And then it costs about $300 to fill it up. And then there might be some labor cost in there. So $1,200 to $1,300 total. And then they'll come out quarterly to service and make sure that you're not running out of gas. Now, to afford all this, here are the top employers in Carteret County. So you have Carteret Healthcare, you have doctors, nurses, and staff of the hospitals. You have Carteret County Schools, the teachers, the staff, the principals. You also have two major military bases. One is in Jacksonville, Camp Lejeune. People will tend to live in Cape Carteret, Cedar Point, Emerald Isle, and drive to Camp Lejeune, which is about 30 minutes away. And then you also have Cherry Point, which is in Havelock. People will live in Beaufort, Morehead City, and drive 30 minutes to Cherry Point. You also have FRC East as well. Okay, so if you've lived here for several years, I'm curious if you feel like I left something off. Comment below and let me know what your thoughts are. And if you're thinking about making a move to the Crystal Coast, I would be honored to work with you. All my contact information is in the description box below. Thanks for watching.